The classical physicist's expectation, far from being trivial, is wrong. Thus we have come to the conclusion that an organism and all the biologically relevant processes that it experiences must have an extremely many atomic structure and must be safeguarded against haphazard single atomic events attaining too great importance. That, the naive physicist tells us, is essential so that the organism may, so to speak, have sufficiently accurate physical laws on which to draw for setting up its marvelously regular and well-ordered working. How do these conclusions, reached biologically speaking a priori, that is, from the purely physical point of view, fit in with actual biological facts? At first sight, one is inclined to think that the conclusions are little more than trivial. A biologist of, say, 30 years ago might have said that, although it was quite suitable for a popular lecturer to emphasize the importance, in the organism as elsewhere, of statistical physics, the point was, in fact, rather a familiar truism. For, naturally, not only the body of an adult individual of any higher species, but every single cell composing it contains a cosmical number of single atoms of every kind, and every particular physiological process that we observe, either within the cell or in its interaction with the environment, appears, or appeared 30 years ago, to involve such enormous numbers of single atoms and single atomic processes that all the relevant laws of physics and physical chemistry would be safeguarded, even under the very exacting demands of statistical physics in respect of large numbers. This demand I illustrated just now by the square root n rule. Today we know that this opinion would have been a mistake. As we shall presently see, incredibly small groups of atoms, much too small to display exact statistical laws, do play a dominating role in the very orderly and lawful events within a living organism. They have control of the observable large-scale features which the organism acquires in the course of its development. They determine important characteristics of its functioning, and in all this, very sharp and very strict biological laws are displayed. I must begin with giving a brief summary of the situation in biology, more especially in genetics. In other words, I have to summarize the present state of knowledge in a subject of which I am not a master. This cannot be helped, and I apologize particularly to any biologist for the dilettante character of my summary. On the other hand, I beg leave to put the prevailing ideas before you more or less dogmatically. A poor theoretical physicist could not be expected to produce anything like a competent survey of the experimental evidence, which consists of a large number of long and beautifully interwoven series of breeding experiments of truly unprecedented ingenuity on the one hand, and of direct observations of the living cell conducted with all the refinement of modern microscopy on the other.